you vouch that I'm literally on What's Hot literally right now? Like, I guess it's a little bit like that post was like 20 minutes ago, so it's a little bit down on What's Hot, like 4 or 5. But
like this would have been better asked before Lucid lost all credibility by saying Mr. Beast is good, right? Like now it's like,
wow.
word means nothing.
I know, Lucid, they're not believing me. They're not believing me. They're gonna
Benny,
like
please
literally.
stop saying they. It's Grom. Only Grom has been a hater. And Grom is the only hater. So
Only
please
me?
stop saying it because I have said nothing.
Fine. Marcus,
I've only skied
my
one
loyal
time.
friend, believes in me. Unlike Grom Storino, okay, my acquaintance.
Yes. Okay.
But Grom is always right. Isn't that the motto?
No, that's not the motto.
It is though. No. Okay, it is. Yelling at Mr. Beast.
Oh my god, Lucid. Oh my god.
Fucking Marcus giggles like a little schoolgirl when he kills a Mr. Beast character in this game. Which
so
also means they're literally 7 years old.
That's fine. That's fine.
They shouldn't be on there if they're not ready for it. Like, that's what...
Yeah.
Exactly.
Go back to Roblox.
Yeah.
In before Rob starts playing Roblox.
Oh my god.
I said I'm back there, then I show up there. You thought you could get rid of me, huh?
Yeah, I thought. I'm
still
here.
I'm gonna kill you in here, too.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Well, I'm streaming too now. I don't know. We weren't turning enough of this into content.
Oh,
we needed to double up. Let's make even more content out of this hobby that we should be doing just for fun.
Yeah.
Or no, wait, no. I mean, wow. Streaming over my stream. On my Traniversary of all days.
Well, I'm just bringing in a new audience to your content, Benny. Excuse me for trying to help out. Wow. That's what I get for trying to be an ally. Trying to be a trans ally.
Yeah, exactly. Rob's being an ally. All the proceeds from Rob's channel today will go to Rob still. But that's not...
all proceeds
feel
will
bad
go to a trans ally.
Yeah.
It is the 2-hour mark, which is the me shilling for myself mark. So I'm just gonna chill, and I know that you're also streaming. So, chat, if you're watching Rob's chat, feel free to subscribe to Rob. But for everybody else, okay, chat, you should definitely consider subscribing to me. It's my Traniversary. I've been on hormones for a year, and if you do subscribe, you'll get access to all my VODs, you'll get ad-free viewing, you'll get some really sweet emotes, which is really cool, okay, I'm just saying, really good emotes. And the ad-free viewing is really nice. If you want to be really cool, you can gift subs, you can cheer with bits. If you gift subs, and other lovely people in chat get to have access to all the sweet emotes and ad-free viewing, which is pretty cool. So yeah, your support is literally what makes this show possible. Jam Tomb, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 13 months. Thank you so much, Jam Tomb. Oh my god, Lurtz. Oh my god. Alright, we're in the zone now. I got the Mario Kart theme playing. That's how you know we're gonna win.
Yeah. We got this one.
I got also Reeboks, also Nikes. That's what I got on. What? You haven't seen that one? There's like a Spanish speaking like radio thing. Somebody calls in requesting a song, but he doesn't know what it's called. And he's like, "Oh, they sing. Are those Reeboks or are those Nikes?" Right? And he was like, are those Reeboks or are those? Do you mean this song? And he starts playing Rhythm of the Night. And he's like, yes, that's the one. And they just fucking
that's awesome.
That's amazing.
That
That is
DJ was
amazing.
like next level to figure that shit out.
That is amazing. That is truly amazing.
Yeah. So that's the official song of this song now. Are those Reeboks or are those Nikes?
Yeah. Like, I don't even want to listen to that song.
Rhythm of the Nike. Yeah.
That's right.
The Nikes.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed.
Indubitably.
See, that like there's I had like I was sitting like this a while ago and I was like indubitably. By the way, indubitably is my favorite English word. It's literally the best word in English. But then I was like, I kept saying abscond. I was like, that sounds like a real world, but word.
Yeah.
But I didn't know, like, is it a real word? And I was like,
sure.
I looked up. Okay, it is. It's a real word. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it is a real world, but I don't exactly sure what it means though.
I think if you
like-
leave with somebody, you like kind of
yeah,
steal
you
away with someone.
abscond with someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you abscond of something, someone. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That explanation made sense to me. I definitely know what the word means now.
like I'm gonna abscond with this with this piece of cake that you have there, right?
Or like if you
I'm
go
gonna
elope with
leave.
someone, like we're gonna go
Yeah.
abscond together and
Yeah,
go to Vegas.
it's like you
get hitched.
sneakily like steal it or like take it, right? You know.
The Brits abscond with.
Yo, Isaac boy, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Oh my goodness gracious. Damn, thank you so much, Isaac boy.
My goodness
Isaac boy
gracious.
coming through. We're gonna
Send
we got this.
egress
We
and
got
scum.
multiple. We got multiple audiences tuning in now, so now we gotta perform here.
Yeah, that's right.
I know I always perform under pressure, so
Yeah, I'm gonna go into Rob's chat instead. No, I'm joking. I'm gonna put
Wow,
Ooh.
wow.
I'm gonna
Wow.
put both of them up. Okay, calm down.
wow. Scandalous.
It's scandalous.
Very scandalous.
Wow, Lennon's in Rob's chat. Now I see.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
Don't worry, I'm not writing down names or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, it's a little transphobic, I feel like.
No.
Yo, Mama and Media, thank you for gifting that tier 1 sub. Bringing us to level 2 on this hype train. Oh my goodness gracious. Chat, we have a certain amount of time left. A little pop-up blocked it. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left on this hype train. And we are 22% of the way through level 2. Oh my
Welcome.
goodness.
Yeah, right. I was slicing and
Yeah.
dicing.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I like Grom. Yeah, exactly. Right. Like I said, chat isn't allowed to snitch. I do whatever I want. You know, that's how it works. Also, Rob's chat. There is a hype train. Benny's chat going on. Go over there.
Oh my god, oh my god. Thank you, Brainwash, and thank you to everybody in chat that congratulated me on my train anniversary, hitting a year on hormones. If I didn't respond to you directly, that is because there's a whole chat to keep track of on top of playing this video game. And so thank you very much for all of the congratulations that you've all been giving.
You're welcome. Did you watch the Victory Day parade?
No.
I watched some older
what's
ones
that?
instead of the one that just happened.
Yeah,
I watched the
it
first
was-
one, the one from like
It's a bit meager.
45.
45. There's one on
Meager.
YouTube from like 70s or something with Brezhnev on YouTube as well.
Wait, Victory Day as in like
The Soviet
when the
Nine.
USSR liberated like Berlin or something like that?
When Germany signed the surrender, it was the 8th for us, but due to time zones, it is the 9th in the USSR. For them, it was already the next day. So it's
You
the
remember
9th.
last year when everybody was freaking out about it and was like, "Wow, what a terrible, evil day this is," or something like that?
They all
Well,
do.
is
Is it, like in all
Today,
these former all these countries, these former Soviet republics where the Soviet Union liberated them from fascism, they're all banning the use of the Soviet flag on that day, on the specific day. No Soviet flags
yeah.
to celebrate the fact that we were liberated from fascism.
Yeah,
It's almost like they
literally,
kind of
it's
still
like,
kind of like it. I don't know. It's kind of
yeah. What's the world coming to? Literally, what is the world? Not even in like the ironic way, but like, what the hell is going on when you can't celebrate like defeating the Nazis?
yeah. That seems to be kind of maybe. These moments when the contradictions get heightened, and it's like people can you see what's going on here? Like, do you kind of get the idea? And still, people don't.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
amazing, like, I was actually looking through like Justin Trudeau's tweets and stuff like that, and you'd think like the way that World War II is such a big part of our like national myth and being against fascism, you'd think that there would be tweets and like I was asking myself, like, why don't we have parades? Why don't we have celebrations? Like, this is something we should be celebrating. And there's like barely even we incorporate that so much into our national identity, but then on the day comes that the Nazis were defeated, we barely even. Justin Trudeau had like one retweeted tweet from like a random MP being like, "Oh yeah, today was the day that the Nazis were defeated." By the way, and like, there's no, you don't get a day off, you don't get a parade, you don't get like a remembrance thing. Like, there's just nothing. It's amazing the way that we simultaneously fetishize defeating the Nazis, but then we don't celebrate it at all.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. World War II was all about the United States saving fascism from the Nazis.
From
like
the
that
Soviets.
was like no from the Nazis, right?
Okay,
they were like,
yeah.
the Nazis, you're going a little
I see what you
too
mean,
far
yeah.
here,
Yeah.
and so we're gonna get rid of you all, and we're just gonna we're gonna do new fascism 2,
Yeah.
right? Like
It's like you're trying to take the bag from the British Empire, and that's actually rightfully ours. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure that we stop that from happening.
Forlorn, thank you for the 100 bits.
There was like we watched the one from that happened on the 9th, right? And it was eager. They only had one T-34 this year, which was a little bit,
Yeah, they were getting made fun of.
Yeah, I'd like more T-34s personally, but and it's like, oh well, why are they having like Soviet stuff like and stuff like that? They're not the Soviet Union anymore, and I was like. The thing is, right, that this is more than the Soviet Union, right? All these people that are alive in the Eastern Bloc are in some way affected through their relatives and something by this conflict, right? So it doesn't matter if the USSR doesn't exist anymore, right? Because the people still exist. The people that were touched by this conflict still exist. And this is the day where they remember the sacrifices that was made by all of their relatives, because everyone has someone who were in some way affected by this conflict, right? Unlike in many places in the West and so on, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, despite it's not being the USSR and Russia being capitalist and whatever you think about Putin, this is more than that, right? This is a very significant celebration for the people that endured what happened.
It should be a significant celebration in Ukraine, for example. There's millions of Ukrainians that were part of the Red Army. That's a proud, beautiful tradition that should be getting celebrated rather than like erased and spat upon, which is what's been going on over the last year, which is a fucking damn shame. It's like As I keep saying, this whole meme about Ukraine being filled with Nazis is 100% false. Like, that's not accurate at all. But what is happening, though, is that tradition of socialism, that tradition of anti-fascism, is being completely destroyed and erased. And that legacy of fascism and this anti-Soviet nationalism and caring about the Holocaust, that's being upheld and supported again, which is fucking should be disturbing to everybody, I think.
Oh yeah. Like the amount Nazis have been rehabilitated in this last year is truly ridiculous.
It's very disturbing. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not like this wasn't happening, but it's like really like taking a step up, right? Because that's what happens when you try to make liberators out of oppressors, right? Like that, like, you know, because it serves a function right now, right? But essentially, what is done is that, you know, we're giving power to these fringe groups, right, that are now heavily armed, right, with weapons, with our weapons from, and we know, God knows where they are, but like we can be sure all these groups now are armed, right? And like we're all doing it with the banners of like straight up German Nazism, right? Like swastikas and whatnot, right? Which is like just being classically, those are the bad guys, but until now, you know.
Yeah. Yo, Farley the Legend, thank you for the tier 1 sub. No, and it's genuinely terrifying, right? It is genuinely terrifying because, like, we can't pretend that doesn't bleed into American politics in a significant way where, like, literally, like, like, Nazis in the United States are viewing this as an open door, right? As like, oh, people are more amenable to Nazis than it seemed,
you can
right?
count on me. You're gonna have
And
good
like
Rob to talk you through.
I mean, the harsh reality is, like, unfortunately, a lot of the default assumptions that like Americans have about the world are like just straight up like Nazi ideology, right? It's literally just like eugenicist, like, you know, nonsense, and like unhinged conspiracy theories is like the sort of default state of most Americans. And I think a lot of people don't really realize that.
Well, something I talk about too is like how double genocide theory, which used to be a widely acknowledged like form of Holocaust revisionism, is now just like the accepted historical standard that we're all going from. The idea that the Soviets and Nazis were just as bad for years and years, decades, like that was understood correctly to be like dangerous Holocaust revisionism, and now that's just like what everyone believes in our society.
Yeah, I mean, literally, like, that's why I keep going back to that article from Jewish Currents, like, which is basically like, look, this is just literally Holocaust denial. Like, this is just literally Holocaust denial. And talking about, like, how, like, oh, it's very dangerous that a lot of countries in Eastern Europe are adopting this literal Holocaust denial as, like, their official, like, you know, like, stance. Like, you know, now, obviously, you know, if you say anything about it, all of a sudden, you're this evil tanky. Because you say that it's good that the USSR killed Nazis, right? Like,
yeah.
And yeah, no, it's frustrating and it's terrifying, because it just shows you like how easy it is for people to get swept up into like just this like
and it's
anti-communist nonsense.
Like, there is...
Gen X Bushy, thank you for the gifted sub. I appreciate that, Gen X Bushy. Thank you.
Wow.
It already begins.
No, but like, there is this... you know, the people that made John Wick, they're making like another action movie, right? Which is like, there is this Finnish military old dude that's like digging gold in like Finland somewhere, right? And he finds gold, and he has to like take it back to like a bank or something through the wilderness. But there's Nazis all around, right? And they try to take his gold, so he fights Nazis, right? And they're portraying Finland as if it's occupied, right? And that's like, stop doing that, okay? Because Finnish people are already horrendous when it comes to their history, right? Don't try to like normalize this thing of like, oh no, actually we were occupied by the Nazis. No, you were the Nazis, okay?
Yeah.
Like it's like you weren't occupied, you were not oppressed, you were the oppressors, right? You were the ones that did ethnic cleansing and stuff like that. That is your history. That is not someone else's history pushed upon you. You did that, right? And that's something that pisses me off about Finnish people because they refuse to recognize this, right? And it's like, you know, you have to like, you know, you can't be like, oh, well, we tried to like save ourselves from the Soviet Union when you were literally the aggressors in the Winter War, right? And essentially, like, there are Finnish Russians, right, in Finland and around Russians, right, that you tried to genocide, you know, like. It's just like people have to deal with it, but there is this normalization in media now and everything like that that is rehabilitating either fascist countries or fascism in itself, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and like, I think another one of the really frustrating things is that like, people refuse to, like, okay, so for today, like all this anti-trans stuff that's happening right now, right? The United States has been engaged in Holocaust denial literally since day one. Like, literally since the very first day after, like, World War II was over. They were like, okay, yep, the Holocaust was bad, except for all of those queer folks, you know? Like, maybe the Nazis had a point there. And literally kept, like, you know, all the gay people and trans people literally in the same concentration camps that were just literally later turned into prisons, right? Like,
Yeah.
and they were like, this is fine. This is normal and fine. And it's one of the reasons why so many Americans are so, like, deranged. And when you point out that, like, yeah, some of the first people targeted by the Nazis were queer people, they're like, wow, how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you? And it's like, no, this is just literally true. This is just, like, a historical fact. Like, the fact that you agree with the Nazis on that front should be a pretty good indicator that you suck. But they're like just incapable of like accepting reality.
I'm sorry, Benny, but haven't you heard the poem? First they came for Hillary Clinton voters, okay?
Yeah.
First, they came for my property rights.
Yeah. First they came for my property rights. I need to win this, okay? So make sure that you know, do your thing.
Ah.
Oh no!
You gotta, yeah.
Come on. Get back here.
Oh my god!
Is this the only? This is the
this is
only person left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please win this for
Oh
me.
my god, I'm gonna be so mad if we don't win this.
Yeah, me too. I
Please win this for me.
You really annoyed, and I hit them too.
No faith.
Can you stop this nonsense? What is this person doing?
That's why you
This is
need the tracker
embarrassing.
pistol. You need the tracker pistol, you know?
Okay.
We gotta take down these goddamn trees.
Marcus is doing scorch earth right now.
Ah. Ah.
God damn it!
No.
Oh wait, get in the zone, get in the zone. That's more important than this.
Yay.
Yes! Look at that. Oh, snap.
There we go.
Look at that.
Very nice.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
My goodness gracious.
did
That's
it.
gonna be it for me.
GG's.
God damn.
I'm gonna end it on the victory royale.
I'm trying to finish this. I want Darth Maul, okay? What can I say? I'm a mole head, you know?
Doing my evil laugh over here.
So what we learned is Rob carried y'all. Okay, Wilco. Wow, wow, Wilco, unbelievable. How could
When
you
there were
say
no
such
footsteps in the sand,
a thing? Oh my god.
that was when Rob was carrying
Yeah.
me. That's that
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
That's that classic saying that we all know.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was Bert. That was Bert. All those footsteps, yeah, that's Bert.
Yeah. That's what they say.
Bert.
So Benny, are you playing more, or is there more gaming going on, or what's up?
I'm probably gonna play like a little bit more. I mean, I'm starting to get tired and hungry, and I'm very like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, maybe I should just
Let's-
start my actual stream now and start talking about important shit. I don't know. Not that that wasn't important. There was some
This
important
is-
discussion going on there.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a little bit of important stuff going on. That's good.
I said at least 5 really smart things. Okay, how dare you?
My god.
Well,
Yeah, well then I
listen,
can let you
here's-
get
I'm
to
gonna,
your stream.
I'm gonna end off with this spicy take, okay, which I've been talking about a lot. You know, not to bring, but you realize talk about this historical revisionism. I think one of the things you get into like socialism and theory and reading this kind of stuff, you realize how important Stalin is to that narrative, and how like this process over the decades of equating Stalin and Hitler as two sides of the same evil totalitarian authoritarian coin has been this very deliberate project that's been tons of resources put into it, and it's like a central building block basically of our post-war propaganda, and how that's aided in this whole historical revisionism. And I think it's disrupted all these leftist movements, because then is like once you can paint this picture of Stalin as being this like evil monster in people's minds, then you can call anything Stalinist, and that automatically discredits it. Or it's put like Western leftists or anyone like into this fucked up ideological position where it's like if you say one positive thing about the USSR, such as pointing out their role in defeating fascism in World War II, it's like, what are you? You like Stalin? Are you a Stalinist? And how important that has been to that whole narrative. And that's one reason that I'm trying to, ever so slightly, in a very respectable, civil way, start to maybe just pull that back a little bit over and put that pendulum back to the side of being able to have actual like nuanced discussions about Stalin as a figure.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
that-
Heard it
Yeah,
here
well, because
first.
like the
This
thing
guy
is,
loves Stalin
like,
over here. Did you hear that? Wow.
well,
Oh no, I
one of-
gotta go. So
Take care,
Alright,
Marcus.
alright.
my
Bye, Marcus. One of the things
I
I
mean-
say with great regularity is, and this is really important, because if you do a item by item, line by line comparison of all of the things that FDR did as president that are problematic, and all of the things that Stalin did, okay, that were problematic, you recognize that like, oh, FDR is actually a worse figure than Stalin, right?
And
Like-
Churchill as well,
like-
who we build statues to, it's like, and we uphold as this
Yeah.
like heroic World War II figure who did genocide, like, and was like intentional famine, mass murder, genocide in India. And for some reason that doesn't go into the historical record in the same way, that we don't mention that in the same breath, or in the idea when we talk about Britain or the UK or the British Empire, we just kind of forget about that kind of stuff. But
yeah,
we got to really focus on Ukraine and this whole collectivization process and the problems that happen there. That's really important that we never forget that, and we equate that with being the same kind of intentional genocide as was carried out elsewhere with the Nazis.
I mean, that's like. By the way, I've been saying that for 10 years, so not too hot take, but just saying. No, but like it
I'm
is
trying to
like
normalize it here for our white Western leftist friends, though.
Fear Stalin, then you'll disregard communism as like a failed project, right? Because that's all you need to hear, right? Like I was playing a video game, right? And I got raided by like a gamer, right? Just not political and stuff like that, right? And immediately they saw the USSR flag behind me. Not the streamer. The streamer was perfectly nice and friendly. It was like the people that came in. So there was a few people that just noted the thing, and they were like, "Oh, why are you a communist? Why are you a communist?" And at first I was like, "Hey, I'm playing a video game, right? I usually do politics, but like I'd be happy to go through this like tomorrow maybe." But they just kept persisting. So then I just started talking about, right, like, well, I want these and these things for people, like the normal kind of like spiel that
Yeah.
you tell people, and immediately it's like, it's like Holodomor, Stalin, it's just these words that just like
Yeah.
because they don't
Instantly
have an argument
discredits
back.
anything.
Yeah, it's
You don't
just
have to
like it's
think.
just
Yeah.
you're like explaining to them. Well, wouldn't you like this more? Holodomor. It's like they're programmed, right?
Yeah.
And then that's why I think like a lot of people say, "Oh, it's useless to focus on." That's great person worship, but it's like that has been their tactic. They
Yeah.
have fundamentally used Stalin to absolutely besmirch any socialist project, right? That is why it is important, right, to try to fight against that. And the best way of doing that is highlighting things, because it's like we forget that the USSR isn't ancient history. It was a large country that existed right next door for a long time and didn't go away until recently, right? It's not like you have to get archaeologists in there to dig in the dirt and stuff like that. It's like, this thing shouldn't be like this easy to obscure, but it is, unfortunately. That is why we have to, keep kind of like dispelling these things, right? Like of like, not to be like, oh, Stalin was this really great person, but it's like they have lied to you. And here's an example of where they lied. And if they lied about this, what else have they lied about? That's the point of it,
Yeah, and you can track also people's opinions over time and how that's changed as well. Like you talk about FDR, he thought Stalin was super cool. Like that, I love reading those stories of like FDR and Churchill and Stalin all hanging out, and Stalin and FDR are like ganging up on Churchill, and Stalin's talking about how he's going to execute all the fascists, and Churchill's getting all upset, and FDR is kind of like chuckling at it, like it's pretty funny.
FDR, it's like, oh,
yeah,
fucking fell for it.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
So it's like that's why it's important, right? Like it's not about Stalin himself, right? Like I mean, he is a person, right? But he is, he's much more than a person when it comes to like the way that the West has turned him into, right? Yeah. Which is we have to combat that, right? Like that's the only reason, right? And on top of that, right, there are things to learn, right? There is no copy paste, right? But the truth is, Stalin was a pretty good statesman, probably one of the best in modern history, right? Of course, made mistakes and so on. But, all in all, I would he'd be rated highly when it comes to the position he held.
Yep. And I don't think it should be that much of a controversy to talk about. But Benny, listen, I don't want to hijack your beautiful Traniversary ranting about Stalin, as me and Grom are sometimes known to do. I don't want to do that.
Look, only way to celebrate the Traniversary is to rant about Stalin. This is the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Anytime you put me and Grom together in any kind of group, that's where the conversation ends up getting funneled towards.
Yeah.
but
it's like we need Xi Jinping to save us.
Yeah, exactly.
My God.
But Benny, I'm proud of you. I hope you have a great day. I think you're doing.
Thank you.
I appreciate that we could get some gaming time in there, and we got a nice victory royale. That was nice. And we'll game again soon.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Thanks for hanging out. Benny. I hope you have a great stream.
Yeah.
Take care.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Just closing the game there. Okay. Little brief gaming action. Little brief gaming action, chat. Here's what I'm going to do, okay? Is anyone even like watching this? Hold on a sec. Get oriented here. So chat, listen, don't go anywhere. I'm just going to briefly end the stream to separate the gaming time from the serious time. Thank you, Cool J. So I'm going to just briefly close the stream. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to be right back. with today's episode of TRRS. I'll talk to you soon.